Hello, everyone. I have been meaning to do one of these for a number of weeks. Well, let's face it, months, to be honest. I mean, Christ, we're already in June, aren't we? So, apologies for that. It's a bit like one of those things where you kind of go, yeah, I mean to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then something comes up and you don't, and you don't. And then I've been very anxious about doing live videos. I started going through this whole thing of questioning whether it's going to have the right content, that it's going to be of value to people, that people are going to be interested in it. And I've been so kind of caught up in that I'm worrying about whether I'll be able to give any value and what am I going to say and all this kind of stuff, that basically weeks and weeks and months have gone by. And then I haven't done anything. And someone said to me a long time ago, when it comes to marketing and social media content, that you don't have to wait for the perfect reason, just put stuff out. So I've given myself a bit of a kick up the arse, and I need to start getting back into doing these properly. Hello, Mr. Witherington, my brother from another mother. I hope this finds you well, my good friend. So, Snowdon then. A lot has gone on behind closed doors with Snowdon. And basically, the decision has been made to postpone it until September. Safety was one. We've had a lot of issues with delivery of components. The lead time on getting certain components over, instead of it being a couple of weeks, has turned into a couple of months. And then Monkey Mountaineering, who are providing support to us, they wanted more time to deliver training to the small handful of people that I'm going to have in my support team. That's one of the unique selling points of the challenge, really, is that whereas usually you need teams of 16 to 20 people to take a wheelchair up the mountain, I'm wanting to do it pretty much by myself. But for safety reasons, we're doing it with only 4. But I'm only going to use them if I really, really need to. And we need to ensure that we do show that there's planning, proper planning and safety has gone into place. What I don't want to do, to be honest, this was pointed out to me. I can't own this one. But it was pointed out to me that if we just kind of cowboyed it and went up the mountain and I took a topple and went down the hill 100 meters or so and did damage, that actually that could do a lot of damage to the disability community, the disabled community, and the reputation that many people have been working on, to prove that disabled people can do so much more than what others, the rest of society, generally think. So, as an ambassador and an advocate, I've got a responsibility to do it right and do it by the book. And that was rightly pointed out by my ex-boss, who I served under in the army, and he is now taken over planning. So that's, sometimes you need to do as you're told, and I've never been a good one for that. But so now we are looking at doing it on Wednesday, the 5th of September is the date we're going for currently. This could change depending on weather, but I would like to do it before the 10th of September because that's World Suicide Prevention Day. That's kind of where we are with Snowdon. Initially, it was a big kick in the teeth, I've got to be honest, but safety is paramount. And this leads on to my next bit of big news, is that because I planned for it to happen on Tuesday, the 4th of July, July is Disability Pride Month, but also Baton of Hope is taking place over the time when I was going to do the challenge. And for those who don't know, the Baton of Hope is a suicide awareness prevention campaign. It's going to be the largest one ever. especially in the UK, potentially globally, maybe. I'd probably like to think so. And the co-founders of Mike McCarthy, Steve Phillip, who both lost their sons to suicide, and Paul Vittles as well, co-founder, and they all got it going, and now it's going to be kicking off in Glasgow on the 25th of June for 12 days, visiting 12 cities and 12 days from the north to the east, to the west, to the south. And on the 4th of July, it's coming close to me in Milton Keynes. And I was really torn because, I attempted suicide 6 years ago. It's going to be my 7-year anniversary in July. And as many people who know me, I'm a big campaigner for suicide prevention and championing suicide survivors. So basically what happened working behind the scenes and the big announcement that's going out on social media properly tomorrow is that I have been invited to be a speaker at the conference that's taking place in Milton Keynes on the 4th of July at Stadium MK. And also, I have been chosen to be one of the baton bearers. So on the long journey that the Baton of Hope is going to take around Milton Keynes on the 4th of July, I will be one of those who is extremely lucky, honoured and humbled to be carrying the baton for a short part of the journey. And not only that, but Red Bull F1 are getting involved with it in Milton Keynes, and the route will go via their main base in Milton Keynes, and they're going to have one of their cars there, and one of the drivers, we don't know who, one of the drivers will be there, who will take the baton, drive the car for a distance, holding the baton, and then passing it on to the next baton bearer. And I have been chosen to be the one who hands the baton over to the Red Bull driver, which still haven't sunk in. Still, I'm saying the words, but it doesn't seem real, and yeah, what can I say? It's July is going to be, like I say, 7 years since I attempted suicide. I've been doing talks on suicide prevention for a number of years. I was extremely suicidal in April 21, and I still manage suicidal ideation today due to my disabilities and long-term health conditions. So it's difficult. It's a challenge, but I do firmly believe in the power of hope. That when it's balanced with the raw reality of how difficult it can be to get support, with waiting lists, waiting times, the right kind of support, which I'm campaigning for better for, because all we get is listening services, and there needs to be so much more than this. So yeah, that's something that I'm going to be pushing more for. So this is going to be really symbolic for me personally. To think 7 years ago, even 2 years ago, where I wanted to check out. I didn't want to be here anymore. I struggle with living in chronic pain every single day, and loneliness and isolation. And luckily, Courage, which is a specific support for military personnel, veterans and their families, and they literally saved my life. And I know what it's like to be disabled. There's a saying that suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. But what happens when your temporary problem is actually a permanent one, and that your health conditions, your disabilities will always be there with you for the rest of your life? That changes the dynamic, and it certainly changes such a statement, that because it's a permanent solution to a permanent problem. What we want to change is the fact that it isn't a solution, that there are other solutions, there are other options and opportunities. And even if you cannot get immediate professional support, there are ways to get support. There are things you can do yourself. Reducing the stigma and encouraging, empowering people to be able to reach out to ask for help and not do it by themselves. Helping to inform them and give them the knowledge of what they can do. Give them a better understanding of what is happening with them in that moment in time, so that they can process it in a better way, in a healthier way, and helping them to understand and to see there are other options. That is what we need to be doing. And we are determined, I am determined to show people how you can carry on, even if you have to manage suicidal ideation, even if you still have those dark thoughts at times. It's not okay, but it is possible to have the thoughts, process it, not go through with the thoughts, not to take the act, and to have a safety plan in place that you can then lean on, and it tells you what you can do and the things that work. I'm no one special. I'm an everyday guy who is trying to find ways to get through life, to manage life's challenges, to be able to find ways of how I can get through each day, find how I can overcome those dark thoughts when they appear. And taking the baton, being a baton bearer on the 4th of July is, I'm going to do that for all those suicide survivors who feel unseen and unheard, for all the military and veteran brothers and sisters for who they've lost their fight, and those who continue to battle today, and for the disabled community, where 3 times more disabled males take their own lives than able-bodied males. It's these kind of areas that we need to now shine a light on. Now is the time to start hearing more stories from survivors, to learn from their experiences, to break down the barriers and obstacles they faced when seeking help and support, and to shine a light into the areas which haven't really been discussed before, such as those with disabilities and long-term health conditions, and how we can encourage for more support, and what we need to be able to do to keep those with disabilities and health conditions, to keep them safer, to give them greater support in those times, and to learn more about what the challenges and the barriers they face, so we can bring the changes, educate and empower others. So I'm going to keep it there. As you can tell, struggling a little bit. Doing the amount of running around that I'm doing at the moment isn't great, isn't healthy, isn't advised, but it's paying me money, and I need money to be able to do the things that I do. So as I say, the key points. The Snowdon challenge is still absolutely going ahead. I promise you, the partnership with Rock Engineering is as solid as ever. We are both totally committed to seeing this through and for future adventures. More on that coming later on. For now, my focus is on a talk that I'm doing on Wednesday in Lucid in York on Men's Health Awareness Week next week, where I'm doing a couple of talks with information engineering technology, which I'm really looking excited to. And then it's Milton Keynes on the 4th of July for when the Baton of Hope UK tour visits. And I really encourage everyone to get involved with the conference or to come along to Milton Keynes, follow the timings for the route of where it's going to be, come down, take your photos, join, have, support the baton bearers, because there's a very deep personal reason why these baton bearers have been chosen. There's a very, very upsetting story as to why they particularly are carrying the baton. So please come out and show your support. Attend the conference. It's free to attend. And then the next one is the big Disability Expo, which is taking place at the, where's it taking place again? It's been a long, I'm going to have to Google it. How bad is that? Excel, that's it. That's the badger, taking place at the Excel London on the 6th and 7th of July. And I'm going to have a stand. Rock Engineering are going to be there. And I'll be talking about my adventures within the Disability Expo's Have a Go section. And as a very, very proud ambassador of the Disability Expo, I really do encourage everyone to go along to the Disability Expo. It's free to attend, and I'll put the links within a post I'm putting out later on. So yeah, they're the really big things that are coming ahead, and I really look forward. Yeah, Elliot reminded me of Excel. Yeah, thank you, buddy. Yeah. And yeah, look forward to hopefully seeing you all either on my journey at Milton Keynes, or please come along to the conference. It's going to be very emotional for me, for lots of reasons, and it would be wonderful, beautiful, amazing, appreciated to see some friendly faces in the audience. So yeah, I'm going to stop waffling. I'm very tired. So I shall try and do more of these, probably fortnightly. It's going to be more realistic. And yeah, if there's anything that you'd like me to speak about specifically, please do let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to be grabbing things out the air and trying to hoping that it's going to be the right thing for you all. So let us know if there's anything specifically you want me to talk about. And thank you ever so much, seriously, for all those people who keep supporting and engaging with my posts and making those lovely comments and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, when I'm having a dark day, I honestly take screenshots of all your comments and I go through them all, and it really, really does help. So thank you. And for the people who are struggling right now, please believe me, there is hope. I'm here as living proof that there is hope. There are things you can do. There are actions you can take, and there are ways for you to get through it. And like I say, I'm no one special. I'm an everyday guy who simply has a big mouth and shares his journey with others. You can do this. I see you. I hear you. and I believe in you all. You've got it. I promise you. Take care. Believe in hope. I love you. Bye.